Hey, I'm Robbie from IELTS Coach Pro. We help people get 7s and 8s on their IELTS exam so they can live the life of their dreams. People have been loving the recordings of my one-on-one classes. So we're going to do one more of those today for IELTS reading. This one is IELTS reading matching features. So this is a weird one. It is confusing for people sometimes. If you watch this video, you'll see how I helped a student, and it'll help you a lot as well. Please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll start the recording of the live class. Okay. Last one for today is called matching features. And so it's similar to matching information, but what they do here is, instead of having you find information that applies to a certain paragraph, they give you a list of, it's normally people at the bottom, but sometimes they'll give you some other list of objects or countries or something. And so they give you some details of information as your questions here, 8, 9, 10, each different detail. And then you have to scan the passage and match each of these details with a certain person. Okay. And so the answers for this will be out of order, and they will almost always have this little footnote that says you may use any letter more than once. So once you've answered number 8, if you choose A for that, you can't cross off A. You have to keep it open because it might come up again as an option.
Okay.
And the strategy for this is to first look at the list. Normally these will be names, and so if you go down to the list, this is what's going to help you find the location of your answers the best. And so with names, it's good to know the whole name, but the last name is normally much more helpful because sometimes they'll refer to the person by full name, like here, Christian Amodio. But then later on, when they refer to that person, they might only use their last name the second time they refer to them. So last name is helpful. And then what is a little bit easier about these are these names are very clear keywords. So it's really easy to scan over a passage pretty quickly and see, okay, I'm looking for Richardson, Downey, Jorgensen, and Campbell. Does this section have any of those names? And so I'll let you do that first. So just scan this little section. And do we have any answers here?
No answers here.
That's correct. So yeah, you can quickly see that these 3 paragraphs are all useless for this question type.
Yeah.
And that might happen with these quite a bit. You might scan first paragraph, even second, third, fourth. There might not be any answers there. And then maybe in your 5th paragraph, you'll start finding the answers. But it's not always like that. So you do need to at least look at each paragraph to see if it contains any of those keywords, which are usually people's last names. Then once you find one of those names, you need to carefully read the entire section around where you found their name. When it's a person and they're talking about like quotes, it's really a helpful tool because everything that is an answer, it's going to be inside quotation marks. So that's not always the case, but for the example we're doing today, they want to know which person claimed each of these things. So most of your answers are going to be inside quotation marks. It's also possible for them to talk about what a person said without using quotation marks. And so they'll do that by using the word that. So it could say, Rod Downey said that cupcakes are amazing. If they use the word that, then there won't be quotation marks, and it's just more of a summary of their views instead of a direct quote, because a direct quote would always have the quotation marks. Then once you find their name and you read the section around their name, if any of the information regarding a list item matches a question, then you write the letter for that item as your answer. So this can get a little confusing. These are your list items here. And so Richardson matches A, Downey matches B, etc. Once you've found one of their names, you read that little 2 or 3 sentence carefully, and you also, as you read, you have to be scanning all of these questions because they come out of order. So you never know, once you find Downey's name, even if you find him first, you never know which question he's going to be answering. So once you do find, like let's say you found Downey for number 9, then you can cross it off permanently. That number 9 will never come up again. And so the more you move forward, it gets a little bit easier because you don't have to consider so many options. But at first, when you find the first name, you need to be looking at all of the questions and see which one matches that person. And it's also possible you'll find someone's name and in that paragraph, it won't answer any of these questions. And so that is possible. It might happen. So once you find their name, don't just assume that, oh, in that paragraph, I have to find at least one answer. There might be 0 even. So you just have to read the sentences carefully around their name. So you're moving through the passage until you found all the answers. One thing that they'll do sometimes is they'll talk about someone like Downey up at the top, then they'll talk about Richardson a little bit, and then in the next paragraph, they'll go back and start talking about Downey again. So that's just something to watch out for.
Okay.
Here's the next set of paragraphs. Do we have any answers there?
No. In the first paragraph, no.
And how about the second paragraph?
No.
That's correct. How about now?
Yeah, there is a name. Uh, 11. A.
Yes. So yeah, you found Richardson's name, and then you read about it, and then you matched that with number 11. That's perfect. Keep moving forward and see if you can find more answers.
Nine is B.
9. And why do you say that?
Because tourism in Antarctica is not without its risk.
Yep. So those are both correct. One thing that trips people up sometimes is in this question type, they're only asking about what these people believe. So sometimes whoever wrote this article will start talking about his or her personal opinion. And so like everything in here, this is not a claim of any of the special key people. This is just what the author thinks. And so it's important to not get tricked by that, but
that 10 question number 10 is a little tricky here. Sometimes people can go wrong there. Climate change is mentioned in paragraph 2, but then he didn't go to study that. He said there is a problem.
Right. Right. Yeah. Now, try this one.
Um, 12 is 12 is C.
There's no evidence. And why do you say that?
No survey confirms that people are quickly going to see polar regions before they change. No evidence that visitors are hurrying to the poles.
That's correct. You can see if you can find more.
Again, one more C will come. For 10 also, is it C? 10C.
Okay.
And 8 is D.
Let's see. So in the paragraph about Frigg Jorgensen, we have 10 and 12. And then down at the bottom is number 8. So good job. You got all of those correct. The names being such clear keywords makes these a little bit easier than like matching information where you just have to find it inside of a paragraph. But practicing these is helpful because the layout is just a little bit weird. In my opinion, it's kind of unnatural. And so if you practice this a little bit, your speed will increase, and then you'll have more time to focus on the other question types. Hey, I hope that video was helpful for you. Please leave me a comment and tell me if you liked it. Also, tell me if you hated it so we know how to improve. And please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a video, so that you can get all of the help and tips and methods for your IELTS exam. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. All the best as you prepare for IELTS, and I'll see you next time.